we tweeted out earlier today, as it was reported, that Reiss Nelson looks like he's going to sign a new 4-year deal, taking him to 2027. For you, should Reiss Nelson resign or not? And if your answer is yes, he should resign, what's the importance of him resigning for you?
I think yes, he should resign, and I think the importance, I think, is almost like, I think Arsenal have really started to get the balance well between keeping a core of players who know what it means to be an Arsenal player, who have kind of grown up in the ranks, who have that instilled with them. It could have been very easy to, let Reiss Nelson go. We probably wouldn't have felt it, it wouldn't have been like, oh, if only Reiss came off the bench. No one's really saying that, but I think it's important to keep a player like that who actually does have some quality to offer us. And also to show that he was fit this season for some parts. We were saying, should he have gone on loan, blah, 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 but last year of the deal, all that stuff. And then he came on, every time he's played, he's looked really good. He got that injury in the Carling Cup game, I believe it was, or FA Cup game, whichever one, against Brighton. And before that, he was playing well. He played a couple of Europa League. He's come back in. He single-handedly kind of won us the game against Bournemouth. Every time he's come on, he's looked direct. And this is the Reiss Nelson that, when he was coming through the academy, he was captain. Like, we was this one. He's next up. Like, this is all these Jadon Sancho. These man, Reiss was the big bro.
Let me interrupt you, and thank God you said it, because I've been telling people all year, where I was saying, "Oh, get rid of Reiss Nelson. We need to up the levels of the squad." Yes, we need to up the levels of the squad, but please do not disrespect Reiss Nelson. Yeah. If you people are fickle, if you have forgotten, this is original Starboy,
brother.
This is original Starboy before Saka. Like, this is original Starboy. And yes, injuries got to him, a couple disappointing loan moves and stuff like that. But all it takes is a manager like Arteta that has been heralded for people's development. The likes of Man City players, fans, Raheem Sterling has said, everything you see of me that, was great at Man City is all Arteta. Yeah. Like, we've even seen Saka talk highly in recent times. He had that interview with Ian Wright, spoke of the development that Arteta has helped get him to that next level. If there's anyone to do it, it is Arteta. And Reiss Nelson, we can see, even like in the short cameos he's had, there is still so much promise, so much that this guy can give. Like, getting rid of someone like him on a free transfer, only for you to then going to have to go and buy a winger, and a winger that is going to be capable to play at Arsenal in this climate is not going to cost you, 20 million at the beginning of the summer. You see what I mean? Trossard was about 30 mil, 28, 30 mil. And that was a disgruntled man that said, I want to leave, get rid of me, blah, blah, blah. And they know they had, what's his name? Minamino.
Mitoma.
Sorry. You knew they had Mitoma in the pocket tucked. So if they sell Trossard, they've got Mitoma there. So we're not going to find someone like that's going to come in and ultimately take a place on the bench for 30 mil. So you see what I mean? Like, it's a no-brainer for me to keep it. And like you said, importantly, he's a hell end product. He knows what it is to be an Arsenal boy, and he knows what the club means. And we need those players in the team. We've got a big season ahead of us in terms of the prizes available and just the length of the season, what it will be for Arsenal.
This is it. There's going to be games to play. And I think even what's been more like showing is that Arteta really trusts this guy, because he's like the first, second sub most of the time. He's like, especially the last couple games, he's been coming on with Vieira or coming on first. He's got pace. He's got good dribbling. I think if he can add to his finishing, we've got someone who can just handle some of these these first couple rounds of the FA Cup or Carling Cup, depending on who we play, a couple Premier League games. We'll talk about Arteta's rotation another time, but if that gets better, this player is someone who can come on last 20, can start a game for you against certain opposition, even Champions League. We've got a good player here, a good rotation option. And again, he knows what Arsenal is. So I think it's brilliant. I mean, I don't know what he was on. I think from my research, he might have been on like 50k ish. And I mean, maybe again, I don't know for sure, but even if he goes up to like, you know,
that might be right. I'm just confirming. I think that might be right, just because I think before that loan move, he went to Hoffenheim. Did he go to Hoffenheim on loan?
Yeah,
I think we gave him a new contract, didn't we?
Yeah, we did,
Like,
and that's what I think it was reported or something. So I think he. If I'm Arteta, I'm thinking, look, let's bump him up to 70, 80, maybe 90 even, or 100 with bonuses kind of vibe, you know, base at 70 or something. He knows really and truly this is a place where people know him, they know his ability. So in terms of, okay, maybe I think because there was a couple of rejections that we heard of contracts, and I'm sure that was maybe them trying to keep the years down. But again, you know, if it all goes crap, we've got someone with 4 years on the contract, he's still got good talent. You could ship him off for a good couple million and stuff, and at least recoup something. But I think it's a brilliant way to kind of just keep the squads connected, good rotation option. And like you said, if we were going to go out into the market to replace him, who we getting? Zaha on free, who's been offered 200 bags, or get another Kivior type player from Bologna or Spezia, you know, for like 70 million, and they're getting weights, and you know what I mean? Like, we've got someone who's good, who's, you know, I mean, if we didn't sign him up again, I'm sure Prem team could have come in for him, given him a nice little role, or he could have gone abroad. He's done it before, and I think he would have done well as long as he stayed fit. So, yeah. And
just on that, like, we only need to look as far as Omari Hutchinson, who, again, someone that we discussed in the summer. Omari Hutchinson left us to go to Chelsea. Now, I believe Omari Hutchinson played for Chelsea before he played for Arsenal anyway. So it might be a case of him returning to, you know, the real club he loves and all that kind of stuff. But even in Chelsea's turmoil this season, where is Omari Hutchinson? He left, you know, at least being on the bench for Arsenal to being sometimes on the bench for them, and not really featuring amongst all the chaos Chelsea have gone through this season. Like, and although yes, Chelsea have been crap, they're still like a name brand team. Reiss Nelson is not going to leave Arsenal and even on a free transfer go to a top 6 club. He won't be. Newcastle at best, but Newcastle got bread. They're not going to sign Reiss Nelson.
Got peas, bro.
Like, I'm being perfectly, you know, honest about the case here. Like, if Reiss Nelson leaves Arsenal, you know, I that's what you remember a couple of weeks ago I asked you, is Watford coming up to the Premier League? Go to somewhere like Watford, he might go to Crystal Palace because they're in London. Like, I don't really see where Reiss Nelson is going to land. And then ultimately, and I don't mean to make a joke about it, if he was to leave Arsenal and go to one of these ibby-dibby Premier League clubs, he may just be fighting for his life in terms of Premier League survival in that club. And you see what I mean? It's like, it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. Like, you can leave on a free transfer and go and ask Crystal Palace to give you 100 bags a week, and then Crystal Palace are fighting for Premier League survival. And if you get relegated on the off chance, then your contract gets shaved by 50%. 50%. And then you're playing in the Championship. Like, bro, I think whatever they were trying to, you know, wait on to kind of get this deal done, it looks like it's been resolved now anyway, and it looks like he's staying, which I think is the correct option.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the best deal for both people. Like you said, it wouldn't have been good for him because, there was reports that clubs in Italy and here were offering, but I mean, it's not Milan, it's not Juventus. Let's be real.
They say clubs in Italy, clubs in Spain. Like,
who's really? Come on, let's say the names of the clubs. Come on, you know what I mean? Like, it's not what we think it is. No, it's not even not what we think it is. It's not that level. And like you said, I think someone like maybe the best he could kind of maybe settle into like a Brentford. I was just trying to think about teams. I know they've got, I think that Norwegian guy, Damsgaard, plays on the left sometimes. But yeah, like really and truly, you're going to be fighting for your place. And as well as teams like Brentford have done, you know, all it takes is Thomas Frank to kick rocks. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're fighting for relegation again or fighting against relegation. Palace are in there every other season, you know. So yeah, nothing. I think it's just best for him, best for us. Yeah, and I think it'll be good. I just really hope we can get a good stretch of games where he's fit and some games where he can start and things like that, just so we can really see, like you said, the original Starboy, because it was, we were thinking when Reiss Nelson comes into this team, oh my days, he's gonna be, yeah, he could do it all. He was running amok in the the reserves, or yeah.